Hey guys, I just finished watching Don't Hang Up, which is a small bottle film about two YouTubers who do prank videos having the tables turned on them. I, for one, am highly annoyed by YouTubers that do prank videos, especially those that hire actors and fake the whole thing. I never liked them. So I actually thought it was kind of cool to have a movie premise be based off of someone turning tables on them and terrorizing them. The film's two protagonists are named Brady and Sam, and they are the douchiest douches that ever douched. They are the epitome of the dude bro. They are the most annoying things that I've seen on film since The Gallows. The actors that played them started off shaky at the beginning of the movie, but as it went along, their acting became a lot stronger. They were, however, giving me that whole 90210 Jason Priestley, what was his name? Luke something. Luke with the giant forehead. Perry. Luke Perry, Jason Priestley, I'm way too old to play a teenager type thing. That they were giving me that the whole time, but I tried to overlook that. Is it bad that I was on Mr. Lee's side? Mr. Lee is the name of the person who was tormenting them. The camera work was pretty interesting in this movie. There's one shot specifically where the camera actually zooms out from the interior of a bedroom out into the front yard of the home and then back into the window of a car. It made me think, well, how did they do that? And the only thing I could think of how they did that was to have the camera person sitting in the car and then zoom in through the bedroom window and then just reverse the footage. Any way that they did it, I thought it was really cool. The premise of the movie, as I said, is pretty interesting. However, it did run the risk of getting a little bit boring. I felt like they could have trimmed a good 15 to 20 minutes off of the film because it really dragged in some parts. Towards the climax, I really felt like I was gonna fall asleep. However, it was engaging for the most part. I really like how the two protagonists, or the people that were in danger, were both guys, because a lot of times in horror movies, usually the person in danger is a woman, and that's where we get the whole final girl situation from. So I thought it was really cool that in this movie we would have a final boy, so to speak. One thing that kind of irritated me was Sam going to save his ex-girlfriend because of a certain situation she was involved in. I don't see why he would want to save her or even care about her, considering what she did. I don't want to say what she did because it's kind of like a big reveal in the movie, but after what she did, I don't know why he would care about her. There are times in this movie where it kind of turns into Don't Breathe, and then there's other times where it kind of feels a little bit like Saw, and then some of the video footage in it kind of reminded me of Sinister. So I don't know whether those things were intentional. I'm just saying that's what it brought to my mind. For a direct-to-video movie, I think they did a pretty good job. I only had two criticisms, which were how the acting started off a little bit shaky and how they could have trimmed off 15 to 20 minutes to make it a little bit tighter. It's definitely a decent watch, especially if you are a thriller fan, and I would actually pair this movie up with Don't Breathe. I feel like it would make a great double feature. Speaking of which, I think I'll give you a short impromptu Don't Breathe review. This is gonna be from memory and I have no notes, so I'm just gonna go just as much as I can off the top of my head. And mind you, I am ADHD, so things may not go in a linear motion. If you saw the trailer, or if you haven't seen the trailer, Don't Breathe is about three burglars in, I believe it was Detroit, deciding to rob this blind guy that they know have a lot of money. The three burglars are a douchebag with cornrows that reminds me of the James Franco character from Spring Breakers, like if he had a little brother. A girl who's trying to get out of her situation with, I think her mom's a drug addict and her I don't know. He was giving me vibes of like the stepdad from the Rob Zombie remake of Halloween, that type of thing. So she's trying to escape that and take her little sister with her. And then the third burglar is just this kid whose dad runs a security company who likes the girl that has the little sister. He has no real need to burglarize anything because obviously his parents are making money and he's not in dire straits. He's just doing it to try to get out of the friend zone of this girl, which is pretty sad. Now, Don't Breathe started out really, really good. I like the landscape, how they really showed the desolate areas of Detroit and really give you a picture of what it's like. Kind of almost remind me of some of the scenes from It Followed. The actor that played the blind older gentleman, he did an awesome job of being menacing. There was only a few things that kind of irritated me. One was there's a scene where they're in an upstairs bedroom and they say they can't get out because there's bars on the windows, but then maybe 10 seconds later somebody gets thrown through the window, so that was kind of ridiculous. Also, there's a twist towards the end that is kind of gross. I actually like the twist. I take that back. I kind of like the twist or reveal. I don't know whether it's a twist or a reveal, but I like that. And depending on which version you saw, because apparently I'm hearing there's 2 different versions of this movie. Well, I can't say how it ends or else I'll be spoiling it. I'll put it this way. One version wraps up the movie and just makes it seem like that's just the end of the story, and another version leaves it open for a sequel. So depending on which version you saw, that's what you're gonna get. I almost forgot to mention the sound design. The sound design was very effective because there are moments in the movie where a gun is used, and when those gunshots are fired, the way they did the sound design is almost like a jump scare in and of itself. I'd also like to say that I felt kind of like the blind man's house was another character in the movie. I feel like that house, I don't know, there's something about that house. It could have been a set for all I know from the inside, but it had so much character to it. But like I said, this is a great companion movie if you're gonna do a double feature to Don't Hang Up. I'm glad that I put these 2 movies together. Did you see Don't Hang Up? Did you see Don't Breathe? What did you think of them? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you're feeling extra generous, subscribe.